in the bottom left starting location. In the blue, we have our legendary Zerg player. He is
삼성카 RorO.
And in the red, over here in the opposite starting location, one of the best macro players of all time, he is
스타트 범머.
Alrighty.
Bomber looking pretty composed overall there. Cross spots. That's going to make it a little bit harder on Bomber. You know, that means that basically he has to walk across a huge amount of map, and there's many directions that RorO can expand it. You know, he can start taking a whole side. He can go in both directions. He can do things like take the corners and try to get Bomber out of position.
Sure.
We've seen Zergs do that before on this map. So, will Bomber, do you think, go for a macro-based game, or will he go for some sort of 2 or 3-based timing, like a parade push, something super powerful that's capable of just killing RorO?
I think it'll either be, well, I don't know, man, actually.
It's hard to say with him,
I'm going to say just super macro style.
You think so? Okay.
I think so.
I could see him going for it. Out of all the players, I could definitely see him going for it. But
him and Ryung, when you watch them play, they're very just kind of, they seem to have a lot of ambivalence towards big maps, where I think a lot of other Terrans are just like, oh, God, I got to play, you know, what, Leenock on Whirlwind? This is a nightmare, where they don't even really seem to change their builds that much.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I actually really like moves like a very strong parade push, like maybe a Medevacless or a very light Medevac parade push type of scenario. Wonder how well that would work here with Widow Mines instead of Siege Shanks that we normally see.
You know, that's a really good point, is the Widow Mines do change everything. You know, on these big open maps, what we oftentimes say is that it's hard for the Terran because the Terran, if he sieges up, the Zerg just runs away. Yeah. Makes more stuff, Terran sieges up again. Now with Widow Mines, that's very different.
Yeah, they're a little bit quicker about that.
Yeah.
And but the thing is, with those, you kind of are luring things back because they have far less range.
You basically kite your army backwards towards this, and there's really not a lot that Zerg can do.
No, there's not.
I mean, they can identify that it's happening, but that doesn't mean that they can really do much to stop it, because the surface area that normally is involved in a TVZ, a battle, is a lot.
Yeah.
It's usually like much more than just your screen.
Yeah, it's very often.
It's hard to take that into account, especially when you have Marines forking out in different directions, running from your Banelings or Zerglings, and you might not be able to catch the traps that are set by the Terran.
Very well said. I don't know why I laughed. I just saw that SCV trying to get away. I'm like, that's futile. You are not escaping this one alive, buddy. You only have 5 hit points. Sorry. I don't know why that struck me as so funny.
Well, occasionally to do the narratives, make a little narration of what the characters are thinking.
Yeah, that can be pretty funny, I guess.
What is that animated series, Starcraft?
Yes,
God, it's so funny. It's so
well
cute,
done.
too.
Yeah. That guy's pretty brilliant.
Yeah.
So, Bomber has gone for just a really super fast triple command.
Yeah.
Very likely that we're going to see him follow up with some Hellions, because he needs to be on the map at least a little bit, try to figure out what's going on, try to prepare just in case there's anything crazy coming his way. And then, you know, this lends itself towards both the styles that we mentioned. If you go for a really quick triple command, that definitely can lead you into a strong parade push, because you supercharge your economy and power heavily. Which, oh my, 2 factories. Okay, so we can stop talking about the other things it could be.
Yeah, we already know where this is going to go.
It looks like it could be double reactor Hellion, it could be blue flame Hellion, and it looks like it's going to be blue flame Hellion 2 factory.
All right, so he's going to go for a little bit of an old school build.
Yeah.
Clearly, it's going to still be viable here. I mean, the concept of this is that you get an abnormally large amount of Hellions that catch them off guard with the blue flame upgrade, and you roast a bunch of their workers, and in effect, it cripples their economy, allowing you to get ahead and pretty much win in whatever way you want.
But, you know, as far as Zerg early game, there's only one thing that really changed, and that's that you can get Overlord speed before your lair. And it just so happens RorO has done that on this big map, and he's going to see this happening which means he can do something like, oh, I don't know, throw down a Roach Warren and take 0 damage from this.
Boom. He sees it.
And right now, Bomber's heart is sinking.
Ain't no mystery
it is
here.
Sinking.
Yeah.
And look at that. Oh my god. Ranged attack starting the second he sees 2 factories. RorO is so good.
It is kind of funny. It's almost somewhat of a throwaway strat that Bomber did. You know, Bomber's like, oh, God, well, I guess I'm against a GSL Code-S champion on Whirlwind who's
Look,
Zerg.
he canceled it. He's like, all right, well, I guess I'll do something else because this will never work. And that's his best chance.
Yeah, much better to do that than the cross your fingers and just go in there and be like, I hope a Code-S champion wouldn't know how to handle this.
Now, if no second Overlord comes in, then he might make too many roaches, which could be good for Bomber. But there's a second Overlord already in there. RorO, why are you so impossibly good? I don't understand.
It's funny because it's a
Everyone talks about life, but people need to talk about RorO, man.
It is funny because when you really look at it, like, this is a simple concept, but you'd be amazed how many good players don't do this.
No, you know? When I was saying that, I'm like, there's no way he's sending a second Overlord, and he might overmake roaches. He's not going to overmake roaches. Yeah. He's not. In fact, he's now getting melee attack. Oh, I love it, Tasteless. RorO just showing the ridiculous amount of skill that he has. This is the reason he is a GSL champion. Look at this. 2 Overlords dropping creep. That's going to make the creep not only spread quicker, but it's... I mean, this is so awesome. He even is going to get out. Oh, man.
He is on point. This is just so impressive. Well, I think it's safe to say RorO is probably going to get out of his group, unless Bomber could pull a rabbit out of his hat. I mean, I don't know what on earth he can possibly, do at this point in time. When all the Zerg has to do in general cases when you got top-level Zerg guys is figure out what you're doing and just counter. Get the right unit composition, get the right upgrades.
Zerg is strongest as a reactive race.
Yeah.
With mixing in other things, of course.
If you could hack with any race, I feel like Zerg, if they could hack, would have the highest win chance.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Yeah. They just see what you're doing, and you're like, all right, well, now I'm doing this.
I have actually an important question for you as we watch these lings come in and do some nice harassment. Okay, so aliens come to Earth. They want to play a Starcraft best of 5.
Yeah.
If we win, they leave. If we lose, they extinct us. Who do you have play for you? Is it RorO or Innovation? Because I know it's one of those two.
Ooh. Hold on. All right. The aliens, are they picking their... Who do they pick?
Well, they play. They play.
So they have their alien StarCraft players play.
Yeah, which actually you don't know yet, but at the end, the alien is going to rip his mask off, and it's actually Life, who's an alien.
Okay.
But yeah, go ahead. Tell me which one it'll be.
If I have my life dependent, I'd say Innovation.
Innovation? Yeah. Innovation over RorO after what you've seen here?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. You would say RorO?
No, I'd say Innovation too, but I'd at least consider RorO.
You just want us to say something was different?
Look at how many creep tumors he has. Oh my god. Oh, I am just so completely
We are usually pretty similar. Like if we were Street Fighter characters, I would be Ryu, and you would be Dan.
Yeah, that's pretty. That's pretty accurate.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Look at these creep tumors he's pushing. Look at that.
I think I would be Ryu and you'd be Hakan, but
You're
always rubbing gasoline all over yourself.
I am always doing that.
Look at the mini-map
covering
right
my body in olive oil.
Look at the mini-map with the blue dots everywhere. Yeah. The creep spread is fantastic.
Yeah, Terran can't leave his base without being spotted.
And in fact, he's going for the Hive with the Spire, and the timing behind that tells us that it's probably going to be Broodlord play, which is kind of interesting. And he's going in Festers as well, which we don't see nearly as often anymore. But you know what? He's playing against a Siege tankless Terran, which is all the rage at the moment. So Fungal Growth still has a place against that.
Sure. It's interesting, obviously the Siege tank is so important, but you can see that, like, for instance, a Widowmine can kind of supplement for what a Siege tank does already.
Pretty much. You know, it deals that splash damage that's going to help you take out Banelings, which is really key.
I love the little flashlight the Widowmines have. All right. Now he can start trying to clean up his creep. And if the Zerg so decides to attack into him, he can just kite backwards. And he doesn't need these roaches, just so you guys know. He's actually just getting rid of them.
Throwaway roaches. 8 supply you absolutely didn't need. Well, Bomber right now is maxed out against the 162 supply of RorO. So despite all our to-do about RorO's play this game, Bomber has shown us the macro.
Yep.
He has the units. So let's see here. This drop coming in going to be absolutely slammed.
Oh! Gets out, but not for long.
That's right. In the meantime, Bomber's main army is making headway. He has some siege tanks mixed in there as well. All right. Siege tanks definitely going to help out a bit. And he takes out quite a few Widow Mines, actually.
Yep.
Bomber having to get out of here.
And yeah, Bomber's army a little bit fractured right now. Oh man, these mutas might be in for. Oh no, never mind. He's going to take them out. No problem.
Yep. All right, well, Bomber has lost a lot of important things here. You know, his supply got really high, but his drop plus attack got completely destroyed. So now he has to back up and play an even longer game, but he's going to be playing against Broodlords. And guess what isn't really the most useful thing in the world against Broodlords?
Tell me, Artosis.
Widow Mines.
No.
Yeah, believe it or not. The broodlings are going to do pretty well. You stop that.
You stop drinking the tasteless now. So he's going to come here with the Mutas and the Banelings and Sandwich. Oh my God, completely obliterated that.
Yeah.
That's a Zerg on Whirlwind. That's what Zerg do. That this is the problem. The fundamental problem that Terran have against Zergs on these big maps is they can't get out of their bases, really. There is so much room to engineer different kinds of attacks that it's just not much.
You know what? I actually think I get exactly what RorO's plan is here. He actually is only making 4 Broodlords because people have been using Swarm Hosts quite a bit, which is really neat to set off Widow Mines. But Swarm Hosts, you have to burrow, unburrow, they shoot kind of slow, stuff like that. Broodlords you just have in your clump, and you just attack, move with the Broodlords, and they set everything off, and then the rest of your units can go.
That's actually very true.
Yeah, I really like this, just 4 Broodlords. If you overcommit to Broodlords, you lose your mobility, but with this, they're just like, well, this is just kind of like 4 siege tanks in an army or something like that.
Right.
Huh, I like it.
Well, I feel like at this point in time, hold that thought, we got another attack coming in here. And the Broodlords are starting to attack up.
Oh, a lot
very
of
nice
going down right there. Well, we do have a drop coming over. 3 spine crawlers. Very good defense here. So this is going to be slowed down quite a bit.
Yeah, by then he can probably go back over there and save that.
Looks like he wants to continue pushing, though. Well, he just needs to send a few units there, and looks like he is going to.
Yeah, those Marauders are not going to be strong against these Zerglings.
No, this will be cleaned up pretty well. And, you know, RorO even has that bottom right as well. Not really mining from it yet, but just the fact that he has it is definitely a big plus.
And he's continuing to have this creep dropped over here at these expansions. There's just not a lot that Bomber can do. Bomber's being stopped at every pass.
Bomber needs that 4th base up. He really, really does. And in fact, look at this. He's adding 2 starports, and he's making Vikings and getting Viking attack, which is what you do against Broodlords, except, well, there's only 4. This is almost like when you make 1 Colossus. He's over-countering 4 Broodlords, which are there just to stop
the analogy you just gave there, Artosis. That's so smart. Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. He's over-countering, which is going to put him in an inadequate unit combination.
Well, those Widow Mines absolutely destroying a lot of Lings, but it looks like this will just barely be cleaned. Oh, wow. Maybe not. Looks like he is still going to be hitting that hatch. The drop drawing him off to the side for a moment.
Oh, we got the tail of that. Whoa. Okay, I don't know how many infestors were killed?
I think he lost 2 there, but I didn't catch it. Well, it looks like he will clean this up at least. The Widow Mine's still there, so that's definitely an issue he has to deal with. We don't actually have a very big army anymore for RorO. He's actually lost a lot of expensive units, but oh, never mind. 7 Ultralisks on the way. Well, that's going to be pretty darn good, Tasteless.
Guess you're right, Tosis. Now we got yeah, I mean, look, as you guys can see on the mini-map, the bottom left side of our screen, just it's getting filled up with more and more Zerg hatcheries. And also, no, Bomber has not been able to crush any of them. So, I don't know what to say other than I think RorO has to make a huge tactical blunder or a unit control blunder. That's it.
Yeah. Well, it kind of feels that way, but with Bomber securing that 4th base, he's building up for a 5th. I think he still has a chance here, but hold on. The Ultralisk coming up and taking out some Widow Mines before they can even burrow. He's going to have to get out of there. He knows these Ultras are going to be too powerful for him.
Cleaning up those Widow Mines with ease.
Yeah, he did lose like 3 Ultras, though, which is, at least that's something that they traded for there.
Right. Oh, doesn't want to lose those Overseers. Meanwhile, the 4th base is being chipped away at here by those Brood Lords. The Ultras here trying to defend, not quite enough.
And you know what? I really do like this little push, but he's got to be careful not to lose these units. Yeah, the Marines running up and just sniping absolutely everything. So that actually turned out to not be any good, really. But he's taken out the vast majority of Widow Mines. I don't know how many are left. I think it's something like less than 5. Well, I guess he's starting the production again, but he's at least cleared a lot of those out. Yeah, he's got 4.
I wonder if the Zerg's going to be able to take out that that expansion over there in the top center. That is a planetary fortress.
He's going to just have to hit it with everything at once really hard. And with Ultras, you definitely can take it out.
Oh, you just going to make that so nice. Wow. Really nice.
A little burrow, beautifully done. Going to force him to use a mule there.
And meanwhile, this base is going to be destroyed. Bungle there on those SCDs. Beautiful.
Yeah.
And he got that for free, basically.
Yeah, that was pretty cheap overall. Some energy and a few banlings, no big deal. Well, still a pretty tense game. Both players have a lot of supply, but RorO is looking more and more dominating here. I love how he's throwing up a lot of spine crawlers, knowing that the mobility of these drops is something he can't counter, even with mutas at this point.
Yeah, what's beautiful about it is that Terran has to drop so much to kill off one base.
Yeah.
And that means that the
that's an
base
overcommittal.
Can be run over. So.
Well, this drop is coming down here. It looks like he knows about it. He's going after it. The Muta's flying down. Can he catch these medevacs? Bomber's not going to be happy about this.
Yeah, getting one of those medevacs for free. And he's going to see how much more he's losing right now when he flies over this.
Oh, man, that's so painful to see.
Yeah.
And when they make the spines then, when they see you, it's... you're like, well, I'm not going to get there in time.
Later. And then he wasn't even able to unload that.
Yeah. Well, the creep spread's still almost halfway across the map. You know, Bomber is going into Ravens, and I do have to say the new Seeker missile is pretty darn good. So
that's true.
There's still chances for Bomber here, even though it looks pretty grim. You know, there's a huge bank right now for RorO. He's got almost full upgrades. He's taking the map. He's got everything he could want, but we'll see what these Ravens can actually do.
Oh, sick city.
That's right. I was going to say that, but you beat me to it. Some good work, Taste. You just read my mind and did it for me.
No problem. That's what you should... I'm trying to think of something funny to say with that. Like,
well, I guess that didn't work.
It didn't work out. It didn't work out. Didn't work out. You should have read my mind and did a joke.
Yeah, I guess I should have.
All right.
I'm so excited to see him use these Ravens.
You know,
of course,
this is going to be cool because we're going to get to learn and see how good this actually will be in this situation, because this is dire right now for Bomber.
We've definitely seen before from Bomber some cool stuff. You know, for instance, Secret missiling his own medevac and then boosting it over Zerg Army in MLG was pretty handsome.
I was going bananas when I saw that.
That was a little bit wild. But let's see, man. Here we go. This is a stressful situation right here.
Well, this is one of those it has to work situations.
Yeah. Look at that, just spreading so much here from RorO. And now that everything has been forced to run so far back, he does get to go up here and clear out a lot of this creep. This is helpful.
This is something.
Yeah, if you walk over creep tumors and they can see where you are, they will win the engagement almost every time.
Okay, he's got to be careful. Here we go.
And that's a lot of Seeker missiles. Killing off quite a bit so far, but that is a lot of Ultralisk coming up still.
But you know what? The Terran does have a good amount of units right now.
And look at this play by Bomber, killing off so many Ultras as well as Infestors. We have a lot more on the way, but Bomber is on a rampage.
I don't know what I'm going to do if Bomber wins this. This would be an insane comeback.
I am actually getting nerd chills at this moment, Tasteless.
He's starting to close in. Is he going to Seeker missile again?
The thing is, this next set of 6 Ultras, he doesn't have Seeker missiles left. He doesn't have nearly as big an army left either. So this is going to get harder and harder and harder. And he has even though he's killed an army, he's done no economical damage. So RorO's going to be able to max right back out and continue his mining.
He's continuing to push forward now. The spine crawlers are just not enough. The Zerg army coming up here from the bottom to try to get him to be forced out. And that's actually so much. He might have to surround that. He might have to pick
with those mutas there, yeah, he's got a boost to just keep the medevacs out of the muta range. And with that surround, Tasteless, this could possibly be it.
You know, Bomber did a fantastic job. I mean, this was an epic game to cast, but it's just not enough. I mean, RorO basically set himself up so that it would be impossible for him to lose.
You know, he certainly did.
Perfect war machine here.
Bomber had such a great engagement with all those Ravens that we just saw, but at this point, it's not enough. And that is game. RorO, so strong.
Well,
first place in his group.
Look, we really can't be that surprised by this. Of course, RorO was probably going to get out. Now the question is, with the rest of these three, who's going to get out? Crazy, Bomber,
dude, the way
or
that
Creator?
From the games we've seen today, I'm still staying with Bomber. You know, he's playing really greatly.
All right, well, it could very well be Bomber. You know, he played incredibly in that last game. I mean, considering how many bases did Zerg have by the end?
Well, 7.
Something like that, 7 or 8.
I thought it was 7, but it could have been 8.
I think it was. I'm not sure. I think it could have been 8.
I stopped counting after a while. You know, when I get to almost all of my fingers, I am
done. That's it. That's it, man. He was so far ahead, RorO was, but still Bomber was able to engineer, a few more expansions up there. It was crazy, man. I love that game.
Yeah, that was a really good one.
Yeah.
That was a good series.
Well, after this little break, we're going to go to the losers match and see who's going to be the first player out of this GSL Code S Heart of the Swarm. Stay tuned.